Yes, welcome back to the Red Korner podcast with me, Ross. I hope everyone's well this evening. It's WBKB Thursday. It's been a minute since we've done a WBKB Thursday, but we're back. And it's not too far away from it at all. End of the month, 31st of August, Whitehaven, Cumbria, the Copeland Stadium. And you can wet your whistle this weekend as well with the BKFC going on down in Coventry. Conatini, the Brumtown Bomber, taking on Johnny One Punch Graham, which is going to be an unbelievable show. Robbie Brown's going to be on it. John O'Chipchase is going to be on it. Toby Binden. It's going to be unbelievable. And so will the WBKB, especially with the events and the guests that we've got lined up as well. But enough of me talking. I'll bring Gilly on quickly now. And we can talk about the special guests that we've got on, because we've added a couple more, haven't we, Gil?
We have indeed, Ross. Absolutely, yeah. A couple of really good special guests joining us. Obviously, we already had an absolutely fantastic lineup, but now obviously we're delighted to announce that the main man, Lou from the Fuse, Lou's coming along to join us. Lou was there with us on that very first show, done some absolutely sterling media work, and obviously, as you know, since then Lou's just gone from strength to strength. His podcasts really kind of taken off with the outstanding work that you and him have been doing together with the BKFC. So Lou's going to be there, and we're looking forward to reacquainting with Lou and having him at ringside with us, because above all else, he's a top fella. So we're looking forward to having Lou over with us on the day.
Yeah, he's doing all right, isn't he, I suppose?
Yeah, you know, for the second best podcast in Britain, he doesn't do too bad for himself, to be quite honest. You know, he does all right. And then our second guest is the current BKFC number 2 ranked heavyweight in Great Britain, Cumbria's own, Egremont's own, the one, the only Mr. Aggie Faulkner. Aggie is going to be there again at ringside with us. You know, again, like I say, Aggie's absolutely blazed the trail, hasn't he, at BKFC? Smashed his way through a couple of opponents so far. Big things to come from Aggie. Hopefully he gets maybe a title fight or something like that very soon. But like I say, you know, he's been a long-term sort of friend of the show right from the start, and you know the friendship with Aggie goes even further back than that, and it's going to be fantastic to have him there at ringside with us as well on the night. So we're looking forward to welcoming Aggie, and obviously Aggie's bringing some guests with him also.
Absolutely, I'll play that little bit. That was the end of that, but one guest I am always looking forward to see is where's he at? Let's find him. There he is, David Round. David Round, you know, I can't speak highly enough of him, of what he's been doing for the WBKB and his posts and everything like that. You know, he said some really nice things about us, hasn't he?
He has, like you say, you know, something. He's backstage with a kind of piss week lager as we speak, and a big cigar in his hand. And he's took the piss out of me to the point where I've had to shave my coveted beard off, you know, just because I'm sick of being compared to Bill off Guess Who. But like you say, you know, so the way that he shared all our content and the really kind words that David's had for us as a show and as a promotion have been absolutely fantastic and really much appreciated by us all. And like I say, we're really, really excited to have David there because, you know, like obviously, you know, all the guests are fantastic, but already David kind of feels like part of the family, if that makes sense. You know,
yeah, really, definitely.
He's a super fella, and yeah, we're absolutely honoured to have him come along and be special guest judge for us.
Yeah, 100%. I can't wait to see him back, see him again, and when he's up here, and he's always good for a bit of crack, isn't he, as well? So
he certainly is. I think just before we move on, Ross, I just want to start, I don't know if it's just a little somber tone to start the podcast or what, but I think having looked through social media today and being part of the bare knuckle boxing community, I think it would be remiss not to mention the sad passing of Tommy Galbraith. I've seen it all over social media, you know, some wonderful tributes from guys like Simon Kirk, Ash Meyer, Christian Robertson. You know, obviously there's politics that exists in the bare knuckle sport. That's always going to be the case in anything in life. But you know, I think that Tommy's untimely passing has really kind of united the community, and there's been so many fantastic tributes to him. You know, he was the bare knuckle sport / YouTube wars middleweight and super middleweight champion. He started off on Spartan Wars. he'd signed to Polar Bear Management and was on the verge of some big things, was Tommy. And on behalf of everybody at Team WBKB, I just want to pass on our condolences to all of Tommy's friends, his family, his loved ones on his loss. You know, you are all in our thoughts tonight, and like I say, God bless you, Tommy, and may you rest in peace, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know Tommy all that well, to be honest. I did manage to commentate on one of his fights for YouTube Wars, and what a fighter he was! Unbelievable fighter, and yeah, you know. It goes back to, you know, one of our sponsors, Andy's Man Club, and we always say it's okay to talk and things like that. And I've seen posts as well about check on your friends, because, you know, it's been a shock to everyone, and, you know, Tommy will be a big miss, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, it's probably been a tough couple of weeks for us all, as you know, across the country, with disruptions and, you know, everything that's going on politically and the landscape of the country. And like I say, I think that's the main thing, is just checking on your friends now more so than ever. You know, let's as people all just stick together, show a bit of unity, show each other a bit of love, stick together, checking on each other. And like I say, you know, by doing that, we'll all get each other through whatever hard times come our way.
Of course. Yeah, good shout, that Gil. Good shout. WBKB, though, back to that, people that we can't go without mentioning our sponsors, which is Bounty Competitions. Bounty Competitions, it's going to be the Bounty Tent, isn't it? That's where it's going to be.
That's right.
It's going to be called.
We've got a fantastic 40-metre by 20-metre marquee that's going to look absolutely superb, and that is the Bounty Competitions tent. Again, the cost of marquees is you know, they're certainly not cheap, and without the continued support of Calvin and Leanne and everybody at Bounty Competitions, we wouldn't have been able to make the tent happen, and we wouldn't be able to put this event on at the stadium as we are in August.
Yeah. We've also got the Cloud Bar. So Cloud
Correct.
Competitions, proud sponsors of In The Red Korner podcast, as you can see the logo in the top corner. These lads do so much for the community. It's unbelievable. The amount of money that they've given back from everything that they're doing to the local community is fantastic. And they work so hard. And they have amazing competitions as well. They've just done the biggest giveaway of £10,000. They've just reached 10,000 followers on Instagram or YouTube, on Instagram or Facebook. I can't remember which one it is, but you know, they do unbelievable stuff. And they give away things all the time for free. They've got competitions there at the moment. They're giving something away for free again. So go and check them out. Check them out on Instagram. You can find their link on there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, they'll be sponsoring the bar on the night. So the mission for everybody attending is to make sure that bar on the night has no alcohol left at the end of it. You must drink the Cloud Competitions bar dry, please. Thank you.
Absolutely. Lake District Raw Dog Food came back to us again for the
Sean,
second.
Big shout out to Sean Sweeney. Thanks very much, Sean, for all his support. Like I say, they're a repeat sponsor, and it's really appreciated what Lake District Raw Dog Food are doing for us. So thanks very much for those guys, and check them out.
Maxwell Flooring we've got as well, always supporting.
Yeah, do you know something? This is the third show in the row that Peter Maxwell and you know has sponsored the show. Peter's actually an amateur boxer of a really high standard, and he gets behind the show and he's there every show. He's enthusiastic, and I can't speak highly enough of all that Peter does for us. So thanks very much to Maxwell Flooring.
Yeah, Peyton Bros Scaffolding as well. They're helping us out with some of the things with the marquee, aren't they, where we can hang our banners.
Do you know something? Again, there's nothing that's too much trouble for Ryan from Peyton Brothers Scaffolding. Again, like I said at the last show, we needed a little bit of moderations done to the venue. Ryan came along, done all that for us. He sponsored all three shows. He's an absolutely super fella, and we'd be lost without him. So a huge thank you to Peyton Brothers Scaffolding for all that they do for us. Absolutely.
Vandella Phone Repairs, based in Carlisle. They also sell vapes and things like that as well. So if you've got a cracked screen, take it into Vandella Phone Repairs in Carlisle, and they'll sort it out for you. The first time
while you're there, you can get yourself a Tutti Frutti vape as well.
Absolutely. And you know, this is the first time that they've came on board to sponsor us, and we massively appreciate it. Anyone that doesn't know, it's just beside Vandella Flower Shop, which I'm sure everyone will know where that is. So who else have we got? We've got Paige Sulu's came on board.
Yeah, brand new sponsor. Like I say, a huge thank you to Paige for all that she does. In terms, like I say, she's out there. She does beauty treatments, massage therapies. She's absolutely fantastic. She's based in Whitehaven, so if that's your thing, if you want to look beautiful or you just want to improve your general health with a good massage, hit Paige Still Beauty up, and that's the person for the job for you in Whitehaven.
Yeah. Am I right in saying as well that Kev's in the comments there as well? Shout out Kev, one of the partners of the WBKB. I'm sure Kev will be back on at some point before the show.
I think it's because his tan's faded, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously, like I alluded to, I've definitely drew the short straw, haven't I? Because Kevin Kelly have been to Greece, you've been to Turkey, and I've had 7 visits to the McDonald's drive-through at work. And the sad thing is, I think I probably spent more money than you two, than you lot did on your holidays. I'd have been cheaper going on holiday than going and paying for McDonald's drive-through.
You probably did with your order, Gilly.
Well, exactly right. But I also have a Diet Coke with it, so it's a balanced diet. That's the Diet Coke also makes me feel nice and healthy, no matter what else I eat with it.
But Kevin Kelly, we can't do it without them, can we? The driving force behind it all, and they do unbelievable stuff. We love you lots. Am I right in saying Paige Sewell's offering out massages to the fighters as well?
It's a good question. Maybe
I'm not right. Maybe I'm not right in saying that, and we'll just move on swiftly.
Yes, get the background, and then, like you said, obviously these guys, and it's like you say, it's going back to the overwhelming message, which is, like you say, as men, we all struggle, and the main thing is that it's okay to talk, basically. Don't be alone, don't struggle, speak up, reach out, and together as men we'll get each other through even the hardest of times. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Yeah, 31st of August, sponsorship opportunity is still available. Tickets are still available. We've been absolutely flying with tickets now. The fighters are getting their tickets, the physical tickets, selling them. Ringside sold out, VIP. We've still got a few left. There's a few standard left as well for everyone if they want to get involved. All you got to do is reach out to WBKB on Instagram and or reach out to myself and In The Red Korner podcast.
As you've said, Ross, ringside is sold out. Guaranteed by this weekend, we will have no VIP. So if you're out there and you're umming and ahhing about whether you want a VIP ticket, genuinely, if you do not act in the next couple of days, you will miss out, because the only reason we haven't sold out the VIP this time is because we've got extra VIP. First couple of shows we've ran on 200 seated. This time round there's about 330, and we've got just a very, very small amount of tickets left. So I like to say, hurry up and get them, because if you don't, by the end of this week, the VIP will also be sold out, and all that'll be left is the standard tickets. So if you want them, get them while you can.
Absolutely. Josh Monkhouse there in the comments. Josh, one of our fighters as well, is going to be there. Hope this live ain't ending. I've just got home. No, it's not. We've only just started. We haven't even spoke to anyone yet. It's just been me and Gilly gassing away. And what I said about Paige, so she's offered discount to the fighters, not free ones. So,
which again, it's a fantastic gesture. So, like I say, the lads, who are living locally and can take that opportunity up, make sure you do get there, get yourself a massage, make sure you feel $1 million before and after the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. But the man sat in the background, the gangster Prince of Wales, David, one more round. Let's bring him in, shall we?
Indeed, we shall.
It's about time. I've been sat here for about 20 minutes now.
Well, it's not all about you, David. It's not all about you.
Well, it was earlier when you were messaging me. Hello, I've sent you an email, sent you an email.
What we said was, we were in the WhatsApp group and we said if we leave David a little bit longer, he might have actually made an effort and gone and got that WBKB shirt on. But alas, it was not to be.
The washing pile, it's not there, so I'm not sure where it is at the minute. Again, as I said, if you weren't so fucking tight and sent me down more than one, I could have a range of them.
Well, how are you, mate? It's been, we haven't done a podcast for a few weeks now. What's been going on with yourself?
Not much. I went back to work, and then I had another couple of weeks off again with my stomach, because that's played up. I've had a CT scan and X-rays and stuff, so just waiting on results. My bloods are good, still high levels in my gut. So at the minute, I'm a bit up and down with my dieting because like I'll eat something and it'll upset me, and then so I'm still trying to work out what I can and can't eat. But other than that, everything's good.
Excellent.
At home.
You still got itchy knuckles? You still wanting to get back in there?
Yeah. So I spoke with Bakewell. I asked for someone, and he said it's doable in December. It'll be my last one at light heavyweight. I'm going to drop down then to middleweight because I've put on 20 odd pound in the last couple of weeks because I've been sick. But I don't think I'm going to get up to 190 anymore. So I think I'll just sit at 180 odd.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to drop down. I think I'll fight at 170 from after this fight. I'm going to fight in December, hopefully. And then it'll be down to 170 then for the fights.
Yeah, I seen a post earlier that your old boy Terry Brazier's looking to get back into it as well.
well, I'll do the trilogy with him if he wants to. With one each. So there's no problem. I'll knock him out again.
Have you still got your list? Who's next on your list?
I backed it off. So I need obviously, after Daddy beat me, I need to change it up a bit. But I've asked to fight Mason Shaw, which is a possibility. Obviously, he's fighting Conor Cook, which I'd happily take the winner of. I think either one of them is a great fight, or the loser. So, there's this fight I want. Good man.
And as we were saying as well in the intro, like we can't wait to have you up here. Be part. You already feel like part of the WBKB team, and we thank you very much for all the posting that you're doing on your social media and that for us.
Yeah, well, you guys are looking after me coming up there, and so yeah, it's the least I can do. I'm looking forward to it. Really, me and the wife really look forward to coming up.
Yeah, Rick Doherty there in the chat. Hope you're well, Rick. Yeah. RSD Transportation. Go and give them a follow on Instagram. You never know when you'll need his phone number. You could break down at any time, and you'd be thinking, who am I going to call? Rick Doherty is your man. That's who you're going to call. So go and get him.
Well, I've got Britannia cover, but hopefully Britannia cover will phone him if I'm ever up near him. I can phone Britannia and say, look, I know someone, then they'll pay him. So
yeah, great guy, Rick. I'm looking forward to seeing Rick up here as well.
He is a fucking brilliant guy,
and I'm sure to be at the BKFC at the weekend as well. So I'll probably see him down there. Yeah,
contrary, I'm gutted I'm not going. You got Jeff Houston over as well, and a lot of really good fights that I'm interested in.
Which is you want to watch, David? I know, like you've obviously got the obvious fights of Conor versus Johnny Graham. Which is your sort of little dark horse fight to watch?
Also, that Conan Barbaro, is it?
Barbaro.
Yeah.
George Thorpe.
Robbie Brown, obviously, and the boy Thorpe. I remember he fought when I knocked out Brazier. He fought. Who did he fight? He won. I can't remember who he fought. But there's a couple of fights on there. I'm really looking forward
to. John O'Chip Chase and Toby Binden for me. I think that's going to be an absolute war between them two guys.
Yeah, I've sort of followed a bit John because when he was fighting Robbie. So I looked at him, but I was glad that Robbie's fight ended with that cut because I thought that could have been a great, been an even better fight than it was.
Yeah, definitely. You're not wrong there, Josh Ladd, with the second best BKB show out there. As he said, we are 100%, 100%. It's going to be an unbelievable weekend. But we've got Aiden with us tonight, who's going to be up against Darren Fox. We'll bring Aiden in, shall we? If he's ready, there he is. Here he is now. Hello, it's David. See you in a second. Aiden, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Excellent, my man. Thank you very much for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be here.
No worries at all. So you're up against Darren Fox, which is the brother of Gary Fox, one of our special guests that's going to be at the show. There's the fight poster there. It's kind of almost two unknown entities because of, I don't think Darren's fought for a few years and things. And, well, we'll find out about you now. What's your kind of background and things? I know we were chatting off camera earlier and you've got a bit of a Muay Thai background.
Yeah, so I have done Muay Thai. That was actually my first combat sport I got into. I did that for about a year or so. I didn't really do as much as I would like to in it because I then switched to boxing. I found more favor in that sport. I loved it. So I did few bits longer. Won a few matches there. I've lost once. Took my loss, decided to go back, and I won my last fight. So yeah, I've been off myself for a few months. So I've been training hard, getting back into it, hoping I can win this fight also.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you replied to one of our posts. We put a post out saying we needed a fight at a certain weight, and you were pretty much straight on it. Straight away.
I was ready.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look incredible shape. And I've seen you on your Instagram, and you can follow Aid on Instagram. Follow his journey. It's Aid H, and it's a 0_9. So go and give Aid a follow. You can, like I say, watch his journey and things like that. Is this something that you want to be involved in then? Bare knuckle. Bare knuckle's the fastest growing sport in the world, and it seems to be where it's at the moment.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of bare knuckle fights, and I was a bit conflicted as to whether I would want to fight in it until I, decide, this is what I want to do. Yeah, I love the sport. Something I definitely want to go pro in as well.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, we've got BKFC fighters there. David's going to be, as I say, one of our guest judges, and we've got the BKFC president Andrew Bakewell going to be there. So I mean, as we've alluded to in the past, that WBKB, we do have a pathway through to the BKFC to get you onto that big stage. So with good performances, you never know what could happen and where you could go with it, my man.
Yeah, put a good fight on, mate. You put Gary's brother out, especially with the name he's got. Fox is quite a big name with the BKFC. I think he could easily jump across us.
Yeah. Oh, when I saw his name, I was like, "Oh, snap! First debut fight as well." Yeah, big name, but I'm ready.
Yeah. Rick in the comments there asking where my WBKB shirt is. Oh shit, I don't know. It must be in the wash, mate. It's in the wash with David. It's in the wash with David's as well. As saying, as David earned his WBKB shirt yet, Gilly?
I've got one and I've got a hat, but obviously they only sent one, and I had to wash the t-shirt, and I'm not really sure where the hat is at the minute.
Oh, so you've obviously taken real care of it. Thanks, David.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that, mate.
Yeah, I don't wear hats, so.
Kevin in the comments there as well saying, yes, Aiden, pleased to have you as part of the team. What age did you get into combat sports?
17.
Yeah. And what age are you now?
I'm 20.
Yeah, so you've got 3 years behind you then, eh?
Yeah. I didn't really take the first year too seriously. It was only maybe the last year I took it fairly serious.
Yeah.
Are there any fights on YouTube or anything that I can have a look at?
It was on Leapfrog TV. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I'll have a look. See if I can find it. Maybe I'll find something somewhere.
Yeah,
I think you might have to pay for that, Dave. So there's, that leak.
Not with a fire stick, you don't, Gilly. Not with a fire stick.
That's into the pot noodle budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you, as a fighter, Aiden, what's your motivation? Because obviously everybody's got a different motivation in life, haven't they? Sometimes it's people fight for their families, whatever it might be. What's your motivation? What's fueling your journey into the bare knuckle boxing world?
To be fair, most of the motivation comes through my daughter. She's only 6 months old now. She's my main motivation. My family as well. Love all loved ones. I've got a very good support system, so they keep me driven to keep going further and further in my journey, to be fair.
That's beautiful, that, mate. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a massive thing with your family value, especially with the daughter as well.
Yeah.
It's a massive drive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So in terms of Aiden, David, obviously he's fought in Muay Thai, he's boxed in gloves, now he's into bare knuckle boxing. As somebody who's kind of transitioned like you have from various martial arts into BKB, if you could give him one bit of advice for his BKB debut, what would that advice be, mate? What would you say to him for his
You won't
debut
get pregnant.
fight?
You won't get pregnant, so.
Oh, lovely.
It's a fight, you've done it before, you've been there before. Yeah, it's going to be a bigger show if you come over to us in the BKFC, but it's still a fight at the end of the day. Treat it as the same as any other fight. Don't let the big stage get to you. And I think that's a big key thing with the guys that go into bigger shows, is not letting the big show name get you.
Right.
What are the subtle differences, David, between, fighting with gloves and not fighting? I know it sounds daft question, but little things like distance and everything, isn't it?
Yeah, and like with gloves on, you've got that extra bit of protection, or you feel you've got that extra bit of protection, because if your hands are there, you've got gloves, covering an extra couple inches. With bare knuckle, you haven't, and you can't. It's hard to train for it because you can't spar for it. It's hard to judge what that blocking is, unless you're like me and just block with your face. So I wouldn't have, that's how I've done most of my career. But yeah, there's a big difference, and until you've done it, it is quite hard to explain.
Right.
Sorry, Aiden, go on.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just agreeing. Like, it's hard to judge with bare knuckle. Obviously,
yeah, you can't exactly go, oh, let's get sparring for bare knuckle. I know you can use MMA gloves, but you still got that thing of the gloves are on and the protection.
Yeah.
If you get hit in bare knuckle with your hands up, it still hits your hands because it's bare knuckle to a hand. It's like when you play knuckles as kids, isn't it? It fucking hits. So you've got no protection unless you can have good head movement. That's the only advice I can give, is try and get your head movement to it. Don't come to me for that because I can't do it.
The subtle nuances with blocking as well, those, David, see some of the lads using their elbows to block the punches, which can also break your opponent's hand, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been known there, mate, to you throw a headbutt into the jab. It's illegal, but it hits the hands. But Robbie Kennedy is a big one for that, for standing with his elbow stuck out, because nobody wants to throw a punch at that, and it's awkward. Nobody's ever done it to me, but I can imagine it's quite awkward to think I can't throw my punch because I'm going to catch an elbow, and the elbow's one of the hardest parts of your body.
Yeah, I love Robbie Kennedy's style. It is probably the maddest style that I've seen in bare knuckle so far.
Yeah,
I can't remember what he said. It was like an old American boxing like stance, and it's so weird. It's like it's almost
He sort of just hangs it down, and it's not illegal as long as he's not throwing it. So as long as he's not moving forward with it, he's not throwing an elbow. So you're throwing at him, which is your hard shit if you catch an elbow.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a hard style to get around, I think.
For you, Aiden, would you say you're more inspired by sort of the Muay Thai and the Muay Thai stance, or the traditional boxing stance, taking this into your first fight? How would you, what do you think is the biggest influence of the two combat sports that you've practiced with?
I'd probably say boxing, due to I feel like Muay Thai is more endurance and durability, whereas boxing is more, also endurance, but a lot more with head movement and defense. Dives a lot more deep into that more than the offense. So I feel like I would need that as well during my fights.
Yeah, I think it's just interesting, like you alluded to, Ross, with Robbie, and obviously I see with Rico Franco when he beat Jimmy Sweeney, where he threw some unorthodox kind of defensive shapes at Jimmy Sweeney. And I think because of the sport still being in its infancy, I think there is still room out there for people to innovate with styles and things like that, isn't there? Obviously we've had that little dispute where Josh Monkhouse and Callum Fuller are talking about how it's the boxer versus the MMA fighter and things like that. And I think this fight's really interesting that we've got here between Aiden and Darren Fox, because again, like I say, Darren's been out of the combat sport arena now for a few years. It was kind of, Gary approached us through Kevin at the BKC and said, any chance you could find a matchup for Darren to sort of give him that motivation and to get him back competing again. And this is the matchup that we've got for Darren. But I think it's like you say, it's two debutants. It's a bit of the unknown for both. And this fight really is like, we just don't know much about how it's going to play out or anything like that. The others, we've got a little bit of an idea about how they may go, but this one it's a blank canvas, and I'm looking forward to seeing how both guys go when they get into the ring and how they handle the occasion and the crowds and things like that. And I think it promises to be another fantastic fight.
But that's what makes this fight so interesting, Gil, because it is kind of unknown,
And personally, I always feel like the guys at the lightweights never disappoint. You know,
Yeah.
to me, like sometimes the heavier, you know, it can flatter to deceive with the heavier weights and things like that. But I also think when you get the guys at these kind of weights, you know, you get some fantastic fights. And like I say, I think there's a few fights on the card that really do have the potential to go the distance, and for David to have his work cut out with the judging and things like that. And if that's the case, then we've certainly done the job right. And I think this is one of those fights. And yeah, just really looking forward to how it plays out. Like I say, Dan's got his motivation of wanting to get back in the ring. Aiden's got his motivation there of the 6-month-old baby and doing this for his family. And it just, you know, it all adds up to something potentially quite special on the night.
I love debut bare knuckle fighters, especially that have come from. So they both got previous experience with fighting, because it's their first time. There'll be nerves there that both of them have got, and they usually just unleash hell on each other. You know, it's you know, with it being the first bare knuckle they want to impress, and obviously with the experience they got before from fighting, I enjoy watching debut bare knuckle fights, because they are usually one of the most exciting.
Yeah, and I think it's what you've touched on there, Dave. That's what we're looking for. It's not so much like debut fighters.
Yeah.
What we are doing, you know, you'll see these guys, and it's like bare knuckle boxing debut, but don't let it deceive people out there that these guys aren't, you know, very proficient in combat sports, because I think unfortunately that's what people, you know, think, oh, it's a debut, and they expect two people to go there and throw windmills at each other. Actually, even though it's bare knuckle debut, we are matching up guys with equal records in sort of combat sports outside of bare knuckle. We've seen footage of Aiden, and we were very impressed. That was kind of what sealed the deal for us. Looks very sharp. And obviously, we know about Darren's background, and obviously he's the brother of Gary Fox, and got some boots to fill there. So I think, like you say, this is going to be a really exciting fight on the night.
Yeah.
You know, as much as we talk about Darren being Gary's brother, Darren's very much his own person as well. You know, he'll have his own style. He'll have his own, you know, he's his own man at the end of the day. And Aiden, the footage that we've seen of you, you do look very sharp, and I look forward to seeing what kind of style you're going to bring to the show.
Sweet, appreciate it.
How would you describe your fighting style?
Very much on the offensive. I'm orthodox as well, so mainly hitting with the left, keep my distance when need to be out, so just go wild out, you know, once I get them in the ropes, keep hitting at them until they give up.
Yeah, because obviously as well in this game, you know, you can clinch too.
Yeah.
And throw in the clinch as well. It's, you know, same WBKB will go off the same rules as the BKFC. So I mean, with that Muay Thai clinch, it could work for you too.
Possibly. I don't know if I want to clinch, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It's quite underutilized, isn't it, David, the clinch in the BKFC?
Yeah, it is. It wasn't until I think the Brazier fight that I did it and with Nathan Owens, but it is. You can, you know, short little shots, bare knuckle, you're going to cut them open, and especially with a Thai background, you're going to have a strong, because you can one arm clinch with this bare knuckle. You know, that one arm clinch for you guys. You know, you can if you're pretty strong on it, you can keep them there and keep them. You know, you'll tire them out as well and keep landing the shots. As long as you're working, the ref will let it go.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a way of putting your weight onto an opponent as well and tiring them down and wearing them down, like you said there.
Yeah, you know, make them carry you. Just, you know, tire them out.
Yeah, 100%.
With the short shots as well, you know, jabs can cut you in this game, isn't it?
Yeah, anything can, especially, you know, with bare knuckle, anything can cut you. It doesn't take much for a cut.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
What itself.
Just the usual appeal as well, Ross. So guys who are out there watching this tonight, we've got Aiden on the show, 20-year-old, 6-month-old baby. He's in the sport, trying to create a legacy for himself, trying to go on to bigger and better things. He's putting his heart and soul into this. If you're out there looking for a fighter to sponsor, he is your man. Get in touch with Aiden, you know, and like you say, get behind him. He'll have plenty of sponsorship opportunities. Message him through his Instagram. And just like you say, you know, again, just another fine young man, great representative of BKB and what it's all about and why fighters fight. So, like I say, get in touch with him, give him your support, and I'm sure he's got plenty of sponsorship opportunities out there for people to get behind him on the night.
Absolutely, you know, like I've said as well in the past, you know, training camps aren't cheap. You know, your food, you go in the gym, you know, you've got your family as well, you know, that you're trying to look after and do it all together. And, you know, any sponsorship, anyone that wants to sponsor Aiden, hit him up. I'm sure it'd be greatly appreciated.
Appreciate it.
Tell us about your gym. You're from Birmingham. Whereabouts are you training out of?
So I train in Solihull. I have a coach there who trains me pretty often when I'm not working. I also go to another gym that's in a little city called Digbeth in Birmingham. That's where I do my own personal training as well. That's if I'm just hitting a heavy bag, some cardio, circuit training, personal training that I have with my coach, essentially.
Yeah. I think there's a big one down there called the Fitness Factory, obviously where Conatini trains out of, George Thorpe trains out of, and a few of the guys as well.
Sweet, I did not know that.
Yeah, you should check that out. Fitness Factory Birmingham. They're on Instagram as well. But
very prolific bare knuckle boxing gym, isn't it? Like I say, I think there's all the guys you mentioned there, plus like Dan Podmore and folk like that. You know, it's bred a hell of a lot of bare knuckle boxing champions as the Fitness Factory in Birmingham.
It's a cigar.
Doesn't smell like a cigar.
You know, I can smell the marijuana from here.
You can't. I work on an oil refinery. Fucking get drug tested.
Yeah, I mean, like you'll find as well, like the bare knuckle community, how amazing these people. I've met some of the best people, the best guys through like speaking to everyone and meeting everyone and things like that. It's they are amazing people. Everyone's got their own stuff. Everyone, you know, and you know, people, even the people that are going to go into a fight and things like that. It's, you know, after a fight, the respect between them and things. There's none of that. There's not so much smack talk. I know you like to do a little bit, David, but
yeah,
it comes from a good place. It comes from a good place with you, though. You don't, you know, you'd still quite happily go for a pint with them as much as call them a.
Yeah, you know, look at me and Danny. Me and Danny, really good friends. You know, and he's looking forward to the weekend. That, you know, me, him, and Alice and Mandy are going to go out for some food on the Friday, on the Saturday, in the day and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, I've made some great friends from the bare knuckle world.
Yeah, and you know, the community's just getting bigger and bigger. The likes of Aiden coming into it now. It's, you know, there's room for a lot more.
You're getting getting the young guys into it, which I think is great.
It is, you know, one thing that you've definitely got going for you, Aiden, is your age. You know, being 20 years old and coming into the sport now, and you know, when you look at some of the guys that are at the top end of the you know, the champions, you know, Mick Terrell's 40, and David, you're not too far off 40, are you?
38 in the weekend of the fight, the 2nd of September. 38.
Yeah. You know, you've definitely got age on your side. You could go a long, long way.
Yeah, I hope to go as far as I can, to be fair.
Yeah, I think age is a good thing, being young, but also I think bare knuckle's a short career. You know, I don't think I couldn't. You know, I'm on 96 fights, 6 of them have been bare knuckle. I couldn't have done 96 bare knuckle fights the way I have. So I'm going to 94. Sorry, so I'm going to do so. I'll have done 12 bare knuckle fights, which that's a lot, especially coming with the fights I've had before. But yeah, age is a great thing for you. You know, you won't get injured as much as that. But I do think it's a short game. So I'd keep boxing, keep your tie up. You know, fight as much as you can. Get the fights under you. Don't just stick. I know, you know, if you're going forward bare knuckle, keep at it. But if you have got a fight lined up, take a Muay Thai fight, take a boxing fight, take any fight you can. Just keep yourself active. You know, if it's 6 months between this fight on WBKB and BKFC coming knocking, take a Muay Thai fight, you know, each month, or a boxing fight, just to keep yourself active and, you know, get your fights up, get your ring experience, because there's nothing more important, I think, and that'll help you than ring experience.
All right, that's good advice.
Yeah. How many fights have you had, Ed?
Only 6.
6. So yeah, you know, if you've done 20 in bare knuckle, that's only 26 fights. Just jump on a couple of boxing fights each year and get your fights up. Get to the 50 or something. As long as you get healthy with it.
Yeah, 100%. My coach has got some fights lined up for me as well, but obviously I'm not going to fight before this one. He did have a fight for literally next week, but I have this one to fight in, so that wouldn't be.
Get this out of the way, and then take a boxing fight before Christmas. Get some money in for Christmas.
Yes, it's sweet.
After doing bare knuckle, David, and then maybe having a boxing match, does it just kind of feel like heavy sparring?
I've only done bare knuckle since fighting bare knuckle. I think I've had one MMA fight, and I've just stuck with the bare knuckle. But I don't think I can do 6 more BKFC fights. I don't think my body will let me do it. So I think I'm going to take a couple of boxing fights to get up to about 97 and then do the last 3 or something, which I asked Kev Smith, my manager, about. He said, yeah, it's fine. Jump, a couple of little shows, get some 2 or 3 boxing fights, get the numbers up, and then finish. And what my dream is to have my 100th fight on BKFC 100.
Yeah, that would be unbelievable for you.
That'd be wicked. So that's the plan. I'm going to get my stomach all sorted, my diet sorted. Fight December for BKFC. Probably jump on a couple of boxing ones next year, and I think 25. I think what your BKFC 100 will probably be 2026, something like that. That'll be ideal for me to finish.
Yeah, that'd be class, mate. Be class.
Yeah, it'll be 18 years.
Do you have any sponsors at the moment, Aiden? Sorry.
I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Like I say, now's the chance, guys. For all we know, this is it. You could be jumping on board the bandwagon of the next big thing of BKB. So message Aiden, get in touch with him, get him sponsored, and see where you go from there.
Yeah. And before we wrap this up, mate, it's a question I always like to ask, and you kind of answered it already. What does fighting mean to you?
Fighting is something that I've actually enjoyed, because I know a lot of people tend to do, they search around things that they actually like to do. I've tried a lot of sports. I've tried football, rugby, all sorts of sports. But with this, it's a very much competitive sport, which I like. It's like the most competitive sport I've ever done. And I like competing, toe to toe with another man, seeing who comes out on top of each of you. Yeah. There's a good feeling about winning as well that I crave every single time. Obviously, I've had my losses, but the wins have always felt, so much more meaningful than the losses at times. So I think I chase that feeling, if anything. I just love the sport in general, all combat sports. So that's what I'll say.
Excellent. Like you said there, you tried football and rugby, which are obviously team sports. Doing the fighting, obviously, there's no team.
Yeah, it's just
It's just you in there. Is that what you enjoy?
That's what I enjoy. Yes, it's only me being dependent on myself.
There's a team thing with it, I think, Ross. You got your cornerman and the guys who are there for the fights. Like with me, Sam Greener, like Josh Ramage. They're the guys that are there most of the fights. Sam certainly. So I do feel there's a bit of a team thing with that. But yeah, you are. After all the training you do with your coaches and your training partners, it is only you that steps through that ring, steps through the rope. So yeah, you are on your own with that. But it is a team thing. Your corner there, it's all one. I do think.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that, of course. But like you say, when you step through the ropes, it's onto you, isn't it? It's you in your mind.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
they can shout and scream and support as much as they want.
Yeah,
but it's down to you, which I understand as well. Yeah. But, it's amazing. I always say, it's like a moment in time where just those two men will share that moment in time for the rest of their lives and never be forgotten.
Yeah, and it'll be part of history. You'll be able to watch it back. You'll be able to show your kids and your grandkids and stuff like that, which I think is amazing. And people will be able to watch it forever. YouTube's going to be around long after us. And people will still be watching it.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone down Birmingham way and they want to get some tickets for the WBKB and come and support Aiden, or anyone in general that wants to come and support Aiden, reach out to him on his Instagram, or reach out to WBKB, or reach out to myself on In The Red Korner podcast on Instagram. Aiden, thanks very much for coming on, mate. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Bosch Boxing. I don't know if you've heard of them. Great coach there. He's the one who trains me up. So I'd say shout out to him. Just him.
Appreciate it, man. Brilliant to speak to you. Thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you up here, mate, and putting on a performance.
See you soon, mate. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries, my man. Speak to you soon.
You too soon. See you.
What a nice guy, isn't he? Such a really able to speak well as well about himself. Held himself really well.
Yeah. Look forward to that. What's John? Is it John Fox?
Darren.
Sorry. What's his background? Boxing, is it?
Yeah, I think he's got a bit of boxing behind him as well.
You know, you're gonna have with Aiden being from Battay, you're gonna have two styles, which I think would be great.
Yeah, Aiden's done the boxing as well, so I mean, I think it's going to be.
But like you said,
it makes for a real interesting fight, doesn't it?
Yeah, his more thing was for his Muay Thai, so yeah, that's great. You know, I love watching Muay Thai fights. You just stand there and kick fuck at each other, but he's not going to be able to kick. So, I've always thought this. I've thought I was going to do this with Danny Christie until he fucking smashed me. I was going to think, right, if I come out and leg kick him once in the first round, the ref's just going to warn me. Yeah, you're gonna get a point taken off, or like don't do that again, and he's got a dead leg. Then I've always thought this would be enough. I'm thinking, just come out through a massive leg kick.
That's it. Take the power out of them, wouldn't it? Take the power out of the punches.
You know, take the point. You know, first 3 seconds. Take the point deduction. Then you got a dead leg. So
you seen it.
I remember a few years back, Joe Riggs came over for a BKB bout. Yeah. And I think he took his opponent down about 2 or 3 times. And I think he actually sapped the energy out of his opponent just by like taking him down and not getting. Obviously, he got warned for it, but I think it was Welsh guy Christian Evans maybe that he fought. And I think he stopped Christian Evans. And I think it was literally the takedowns, like kind of a bit of a game changer. And he got away with it on the night.
Remember BKFC Bulgaria, the guy who was in the main event, George Valentinov. Well, I fought him MMA, and he just wrestled me for 3 rounds and punched the fuck out of me. And so what he did as well, he would go in for an exchange, and then he was sort of taking the guy down, but not intentionally. It was like they were going for a clinch, but you could see he was taking them down. And he won the fight from it, which I was quite shocked with. But so did I.
We don't encourage anybody fighting a WBKB 3 to try that.
No, absolutely not. Definitely not. Let's keep this clean.
It's certainly not a bad tactic, to be fair. We maybe have to mention that in the rules. Maybe have to mention that in the rules. Beating Ross, we'll certainly see. But and I think
Danny Christie's going to be a referee, and you don't want to mess around with him, do you? So
no, that's right. Christie. Yeah, I mean. Like you say, we've got two referees there from a really good combat sport background. Like you say, obviously there's Danny and Dave Stroughton. I mean, it's one of my favourite stories because years ago, basically Dave was a very good boxer, but he essentially ended up in a position where he needed a bit of quick cash, and he got offered an MMA fight as a boxer with a guy called Brendan Luffnan. So
I know Brendan,
So, long story short, Dave got paid £300 to fight Brendan Luffnan and ended up with a fractured, I think it was his orbital. He said, he said he went in there with a puncher's chance. He said Brendan just took him down and absolutely he's heading on the floor. He's like, lesson learned, don't fight MMA with those guys, basically. And obviously there's Brendan not long ago won a tournament, didn't he, where he won £1 million and
I like Brendan.
Completely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I've been on a few shows with him. I do believe he's one of the most clinical UK strikers for MMA.
Yeah,
definitely the best UK MMA strikers. How the UFC haven't got him back, but and he won that PFL tournament, which I think was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to the point, like you say, don't be like kicking anybody at WBKB 3 guys because our referees won't take no shit. But like you say, it's not a bad tactic. And I think Ross, while we're on, I think we've got a bout change to announce for the people out there, haven't we?
We do. I don't have the poster ready yet, though, but
that's fine. We'll just give folk a heads up, mate. So, people might have seen it, but today, Matthew Morton, the Spider, he signed to BYB. So he's now contracted to fight on BYB moving forward. So that's left Marty Barnes without an opponent. So we've managed to bring in Gez Hargreaves. He actually fought against Matthew Morton last week and stopped him in round 1. So this is now actually a tougher challenge for Marty. Gez is a Welsh fighter. Like I say, 5-1 coming into the fight against Martin. I think this is going to be a real barn burner. This now, I think the level of the fight, in my opinion, is now gone up. Martin's definitely got a tougher challenge on his hands, and like I say, I think both of those guys will be aiming to try and get themselves onto a BKFC card, something like that, with a win. So I think it's like I said, it's a real fantastic fight, which we'll put a poster out very soon to confirm all the details. And it's another Welshman to deal with on the night. That's David Round, Dean Morris, and now Gez Hargreaves that are all going to be fighting on the, or on at the event representing the Welsh Dragon.
Wicked.
The Republic of. Are you a Republic of Wales, or are you just Welsh?
Just Wales, mate.
Yeah, I just
Republic.
Another. Well, there was another BKFC fighter saying that we should change his flag on his profile to the Welsh flag instead of the Union Jack.
Who?
I asked him to clear it up for us, and he said he was from the Republic of Wales. I went, oh yes, part of the United Kingdom. It was what's he called?
We're not even on the fucking the Union Jack, mate.
You've got your red in there.
We got a fucking big dragon that's not even on there.
That was your mate.
Who?
James Lilly.
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to him for ages. Actually, I'm gonna text him in a minute and just give him some abuse.
Yeah. Well, I was speaking to him about an hour ago, and just asking him about the flag thing.
Yeah,
but,
I spoke to him for a while.
I was there last week. Some good scraps. Oh, that must have been the
BK Sport event at Runcorn.
The BK Sports event at Runcorn. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Andy Baker was down there, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah. And
big show this weekend. Coventry.
Big show this weekend. Coventry. It's going to be some do. I can't wait to get down there. I think Lou's headed down there now.
Yeah.
I'll be there Saturday morning.
Yeah, so we got that, and then I'm thinking, is there anything before that for the BKFC?
Next one's Spain in October, I think, is it?
I'm not sure. I'm not.
No, that was Spain in October. I'm definitely going to try and go to that. I know that this one in the comments has already booked his plane tickets. Rick Doherty. I can't remember who else. I can't remember what else was going on. I'm sure there's more of the BKFC. Can't think off the top of my head.
No, I think from what I can see, before the big WBKB show, the main one, we've got Coventry. And then we got a fight night the week after.
Yeah.
So basically BKFC this week, and then WBKB. Wicked.
Yeah, I think like you say, August. August is a real big month for bare knuckle boxing. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I'm a purist. I'm not a massive fan of the whole Trigon thing, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't quite excited to watch Barry Jones fight against LT Nelson on the BYB show in Cardiff. See how maybe Jack Marshman does in the sport of BKB.
Yeah, Jack friends. Look forward to him.
Yeah, so I think, like you say, August is just going to be a really fantastic month of BKB for everybody to watch and enjoy. Like you say, get your tickets for the BKFC, buy your pay-per-views, tickets for WBKB. We're going to round the summer off, 31st of August. We're officially closing the summer on that night. It's going to be a fantastic event. The marquee seats are pretty much sold out. We've got like maybe one table left, tops. The grandstand for the standards, that's filling up nicely. The atmosphere is going to be electric. We've got some big surprises, fantastic guests. and some absolutely awesome fights on the night. It's going to be a hell of a card, and it's going to be a real special event, special environment. And if you don't make it there, if you're not there, you will miss out. And so just get your tickets now while you can, basically.
Yeah. Are you doing? Is there no live link or anything for or live stream?
No, we don't do it. It's something I want to look at in the future, but if you're not there, you will miss it. It's as simple as that. There will be some footage of the fights and things going out, I'm sure, but
we have, like to say, obviously we've got Lou from the Fuse is going to be there. Ross is going to be doing his stuff. We've got Winwood Media coming to spend 2 nights with us. They're going to do some weighing stuff and all.
Well, little Adam
on the night.
Adam, yeah.
Adam's going to be there. So what we've kind of what we respectfully, when we looked into the pay-per-views, we found at the moment that the smaller shows aren't really doing the numbers. So we would rather
DVD.
Sorry, David.
I said do a DVD like they used to do in MMA shows.
I'm 44. I've still got VHS. I've still got tape.
I've got DVDs from my first 3 or 4 or 5 fights. That it was 15 quid for the DVD of the whole show.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But like I say, what we will be giving to the folk, like you say, obviously get your tickets, be there on the night. But we're going to have some absolutely fantastic 4K footage of the fight, the fighters, the atmosphere. We're really going all out because, again, the idea is that it's just getting the fighters out there, getting them the maximum exposure through photographs, through videos, through stuff like the podcasts and the spotlights that Ross has been doing. That's where we're really putting our energy into it, rather than just putting a fight card out there and being like, this is the fight card. We discussed this the other day, me and Ross. We're trying to tell the fighters' stories. We're trying to get the stories out there of the guys that are behind, that are putting the fight on and that are, making these shows happen. Because at the end of the day, the fighters are the stars. It's all about the fighters, and that's the main thing for us. We care about the fighters' welfare. We care about their safety. We care about them doing well. And I think that's the hard part when you listen to like Aiden tonight. You almost want both fighters to win. It's that hard because when you get to know them, they're all just super fellas, aren't they? And and it's that, oh man, I'd like to see them both win, but unfortunately on the night there's only going to be one winner, and it'll be interesting to see who it's going to be, whether it's Darren Fox or whether it's Aiden Harris.
Yeah, and with a fight like that, I think everyone wins. The crowd win, you guys win for putting on a great fight. That's the main thing is entertainment, isn't it? Entertain the fans, the ones that pay the money, pay the tickets.
Definitely,
absolutely.
Rick Doherty saying there VHS in Wales still.
No, we haven't got that shop.
I think you can get a cream for that though, can't you?
Yeah, I think I still got half a tube left somewhere, but it's probably out of date.
I know you don't really do much, David. Like between fight, you just kind of do your camps, don't you?
Yeah.
Obviously with your stomach ulcer and things, and
yeah. So
are you still trying to keep busy and do bits, or
I haven't done anything since the last one. Also I started doing a little bit of weights in the garden just because I'd lost the weight with not being able to eat. I felt a bit shit, looked a bit shit, so I started doing a bit of weights, but that lasted about 3 days. Like I said, 'cause I haven't got a fight lined up. I find it hard to get motivated.
Yeah.
To train, and until I get a date, then I can think, right, I need to do this and this, and I can work it out. And I'll sit one night and I'll plan, I'll write it out, and it'll be Monday, whatever date, till the Sunday, and I'll write my training down. And then I won't follow it, but I'll think, that's a great plan. And I'll just go hard to do some sprints.
I'm hearing BKFC October and November in the UK.
Yeah, so October's Marbella, isn't it?
No, this is going to be in the UK as well.
UK. Yeah. I had November/December. Hopefully it's December. It'd be nice for me because
I think it's November.
Yeah.
They don't really do them in December, do they?
No. Hopefully I'll be right. It's because I'm on the shutdown, so I'll be on nights for like 8 weeks. 13 nights on, 1 night off. So it'd be hard for me to train from September till the end of October. So
that sounds a brutal shift. That, to be fair,
I did that for 9 months. Once 13 nights on, 1 night off.
That's mad.
It's great to get to drink in the day.
There's a story that you've mentioned a couple of times, and I don't think I've ever actually got to the bottom of it. it was a story about the Bulgarian mafia. I've heard you mention it a couple of times, but I don't think I've actually heard the story.
No, I'll tell you when I see you at the show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So, right, guys, if you want to hear the story about David Round and the Bulgarian mafia, there's only one way to find out about it. 31st of August, you can come and eavesdrop on the conversation between him and Ross.
You can buy my book when I write it, and there'll be lots of stories about Russian, Bulgarian mafia and shit like that. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
well, I'm going to wrap this up here, but it's been great to speak to you both as always.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be back next week. You'll be up for it next week, are you, David?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, give a shot next week. I'll be up.
Yeah, nice one. Gilly, always a pleasure.
And you, Ross, like I say, hope you have a great night, guys. And thanks very much to everybody who's out there watching us. It's really appreciated. Saturday, the 31st of August, WBKB 3, VIP tickets limited, standard selling out quick. Message the page or message us on 07568 729 822 and get your tickets now while you can.
WBKB 3. It's going to be some night. I didn't even say that right, did I? WBKB 3. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You did.
WBKB 3. Anyways, it's going to be some night. Cheers, lads. Speak to you later.
Lads. See you later, man. Thank you.
Massive. Later.
See you later, man. Hope you enjoyed that. Always great to have the lads on. Thank you very much for tuning in. Jab that like button. Jab the subscribe button. Go to my Instagram. You can find out who the next guest's going to be. Going to be doing some interviews over the weekend at the BKFC down there. So keep an eye on the channel for those dropping. I'll speak to you all soon.